Trail. This is Mrs. Archer with your daily Wildcat Wire news. Today is Friday, March 12th, 2021. Please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We would like to wish a very happy birthday to Torianne H., Braxton W., as well as Jenna D., Ray E., Emma O., Jocelyn S., Gavin H., Addison G., and Sophia G., and Mrs. Lenahan, who will be celebrating over the weekend. A very special shout out to Emily R., who celebrated her birthday yesterday, but Mr. Lubing had one of those senior moments and he messed up again. So happy birthday, Emily. We hope you had a fantastic day. Today, the weather will be a mix of clouds and sun early on, then becoming cloudy later in the day with a high of about 57 degrees. In addition to it being National Women's History Month, this weekend marks the start of the Deaf History Month. The other day, Mrs. Mansfield and her daughter shared about Anne Sullivan and Helen Keller. Today, I'd like to share with you a little bit about Shirley Jean Allen. Miss Allen was the first black deaf woman in the United States to earn a doctoral degree. Born in 1941 in Texas, Allen became deaf at the age of 20 following a bout of typhoid fever. At the time, she was studying music at Jarvis Christian College and continued to play the piano for audiences despite her hearing loss. She went on to earn a bachelor's degree in 1966 from Gallaudet University and a master's degree in 1972 from Howard University. She finally finished her doctorate in education from the University of Rochester in 1992. She won a Lifetime Achievement Award from Who's Who in Women and placed in Jarvis's Christian College Pioneer Hall of Fame. This weekend, we also wanted to remind you that it is daylight savings time. This means we turn our clocks forward. So good news, bad news. Good news is you'll be noticing that it'll be lighter in the morning. The bad news, you lose an hour of sleep on Saturday night. Don't be late for your buses on Monday. Kid, both my brother and I had a healthy fear of my parents. Truth be told, if you ask me, I had a healthier fear than he did. If you remember from other talks, my mom was a teacher and my dad was a principal. School never really ended for us. I was scared to death to do poorly in school or to get in trouble for anything. When my parents said things like, "I will kill you if," I believed it. My brother did too, but wasn't really too afraid to get one right to the point right before they would probably kill him. When I came home, I sat down at the kitchen table and started my homework right away. When my brother came home, there was a lot of nonsense about what he was doing, when he would get to it, and arguments about if it was done or not. My brother was and is a smart person. School came really easily for him, which is usually the reason why my parents would get so frustrated with him when he didn't get his work done or would get bad grades. We had a rule once we were old enough to drive: no B's, no keys. Meaning if you didn't have a B or higher, you weren't taking the car anywhere. Of course, there was that stint in high school when I had calculus, but I think my parents were a little bit more lenient with me because they knew I was working really hard. Greg, on the other hand, had many a foiled plans with friends due to his C's in some of his classes. The other day, I asked my son, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being your dad and I are really hard on you, what would you say we are? He said an 8. I was shocked. I mean, he knows I only accept grades that I feel he's capable of earning. I'm okay with a C if it's a hard work for C. If it's a C's, I do my work in bed and I have lots of late work, that's not a hard work for C. And trust me, he hears about it. The last few days, Mr. Lubing and I have been making several phone calls and emails to parents about some of the school behaviors that once we speak to your parents about, they are quite shocked to hear. He told me he is in class. He told me he did all of his work. She said there wasn't any homework. To those of you getting the job done and getting the work done, keep up the good work. For those of you getting the phone calls and poor grades, you have one job. Be a student. The grown-ups you live with have expectations, and you need to start stepping up. When I ask students to attend office hours or do their homework, I usually say, am I asking you to do something you can't do? I say that because there's a difference between not being able to do something and not wanting to do something. I don't want to get up at 4:45 in the morning and work out, but I do because I want to better myself. You all need to do the same thing. Come into class late, not participating, not completing work. These are all your only job to get it done. The winds of change are coming, folks. At some point, we're going to be back in this building 5 days a week for 8 hours. And just like in the olden days, as we're going to call it, I saw a meme the other day, and for our social studies buffs out there, it says the new BC is before COVID. When that day comes, you're going to need to be ready and have the stamina to make it through a full day of school. Last week, a mom said to me about her child, I loved her before I held her. I thought that was just the sweetest thing I'd ever heard. The grown-ups you live with have loved and cared for you your whole life. You owe it to them, and more importantly yourself, to step it up and be the student we all know you can be. Because I'm going to tell you something. One day you're going to look back on this time and wish you could have changed something. Don't wait until that time. Do it today. And now it's time for our Wheel of Fun. Last week it was What's Your Hidden Talent? I got to tell you, we got a lot of great talents out there. In 7th grade, Cara D said that she can twist her tongue into a 4-leaf clover. I want to see that, Cara. You can show me when your mom drops you off. In 6th grade, Zafira P said she and her twin sister are really great singers. And then in 8th grade, Ada L said she is really great at art. So Miss Dulovich, call her in. Let's have her do some stuff around the school. I want to see this. By the way, those of you who did some of those eyeballs that Miss Dulovich has hanging around the building, those are phenomenal. I am really impressed. Drawing an eye is not easy, as I'm sure a lot of you realized. So let's see what's going on this week. I didn't change it, so hopefully it won't land on the hidden talents again. Oh, it almost did. Look at that. All right, 7th grade. Let's see. This is 7th grade. Just la, 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 la. Spencer K, you're going to get a prize. Great job, guys. Thanks. That about wraps it up for us here today. Remember that today is an A Day. Be sure that you attend your A Day Encore classes. Thank you again for watching, and remember to start each day with a positive attitude, face new challenges, and always rise above. Have a great day and an even better weekend, Wildcats, even though we lose an hour of sleep. See you soon.